I got another one too, Transcend. It ain't the only one. It's great cat says I never want to encounter my wife's uncaffeinated alter ego ever again. It was a bad time. Correct.
Hey, are you looking for eggs too? I've only found one so far, but I want to find more before anyone else does. So if you see some, can you tell me?
Yeah, she was not happy with me that morning. It was a bad day. Looking for biosensors, not eggs.
Okay, well, if I see any of those, I'll tell you. And you can tell me if you find any eggs.
It's one of the
Miss
few
Seng over
times
at
I've
UC
seen my wife
Distribution
grumpy.
bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can
She
find
was
them. I could really
not
use the
happy.
credits.
Coffee. Yep, I'm still on Borderlands 4. 2 episodes just came out today. There'll be another episode out later today, and I'll be streaming it again tomorrow morning. Alright, come over here, lady. Hello? Can I ring the bell? No, I took the bell. My bad. Didn't mean to take your bell, lady. Shit. Here, let me put that back. Sorry. My bad. If you're just gonna stand over here.
Due to recent legislative action, I'm no longer able to allocate ships. I can, however, deal in general goods. Welcome to UC Distribution. Now, before you say a word, I am required to inform you that formal complaints cannot be filed until the customer feedback system is back online. I have been told it'll be up and running in 2 weeks, but you know how these things are. I am sorry for any potential inconvenience. Also, if you're here about a corporate account, I've been assured that deliveries will be back on schedule soon.
You got an egg from a kid recently? I'd like to see it.
Jordan? That kid's in here every other day with some random thing he found. Trying to get credits. Yeah, I took pity on him. Why? What is it?
What was your question this morning, Coda? Alright, it's sensitive scientific equipment. Very important.
Oh, really? Well, you can have it back for what I paid for it, plus a little extra. Let's call it a convenience fee, shall we?
Sometimes the TikTok chat doesn't filter through to my Streamlabs, so whatever question you asked this morning, feel free to re-ask it. Pay 100 credits. Here you go.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah, I'm about to go ask if I can have an espresso delivered, because I know Chris is in the kitchen. I'm gonna see what he has for sale, because I might want to buy a gun. I don't want to do any pistols. No. No. I'm not gonna. No, it's all too expensive. Pass.
You're always welcome back, if you don't mind a bit of a wait.
Armor you got there. Almost puts the Marines to shame. Almost. You have a nice day now.
They were gonna give our son to a different family. We made it back just in time.
Bobby mentioned he met you. He's had quite the adventure.
We're finally back with our son. That's all that matters.
Oh, this is the kid who said his parents were lost in
Hi.
the ship and no one believed him. Yeah, what's up, dude?
Hey, it's you again.
So you've met your new step-parents.
You would think that. What is with adults? These are my parents. I told everyone they just got on a different shuttle, but nobody would listen. We're just exploring New Atlantis. We have a new apartment. This place is amazing. Anyway, it was nice to see you again. Maybe I'll see you around. And don't forget my birthday. It's June 11th.
He's quite something, our Bobby, isn't he?
Yeah, you guys are definitely something.
Keep it moving.
This space is a
What's up, Doc?
I really do need that additional data. I need all of the biosensors if the data is to be of any use.
Got you covered.
So you do. Wonderful. I'll just take these, and we'll see what they have to tell us. All right, we'll just upload the data. Give it a moment. And just another moment.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
It is working, isn't it? Ah, there it is. What a relief. Now, let's see. This is... Well, it's... Oh my. Oh, let's see.
I'm actually gonna adjust something here really quick. Oh, I actually do have the music turned down a bit.
My concerns were valid all along. Well, there's good news and bad news.
I've not watched the trailer
The
yet,
good
no,
news
Ralph.
is
It's
that
on
my
my list to
suspicions
watch
were
later
correct.
today.
There is something wrong with the tree. I will report my findings to MAST immediately with no small amount of satisfaction. The phrase, "I told you so," may even be uttered more than once.
Hopefully they'll start to take botany more seriously. It's vital to humanity.
Yes, I must admit it feels good to be vindicated. People can be so stubborn when it comes to plant life. It takes a botanist to truly understand that the well-being of plants is directly tied to the well-being of humans. But I digress. Let's get back on track. The bad news, as it were, is that the internal composition of the tree is changing. In this particular case, the tree is now regularly emitting ultra-low frequency sound waves. They're nearly imperceptible now, but they're growing in strength. This is something we've never observed before. Depending on how large these waves grow, consequences for the city could be disastrous.
Consequences?
I must consult with my colleagues in MAST at once. Thank you for your assistance. I hope these credits are adequate compensation.
I'm always happy to take your credits. Dun, 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 dun. Check in on Kelton later. Well, it's later.
Thank you for your help retrieving the biosensors.
Well, okay, I don't know how long later is gonna be, but that's fine. Let's go talk to Sergeant Yumi before I do that. Alright. Had to feed the cats. So, they are getting their food. Chris is making an espresso. Is tonight Wednesday or Thursday night? Is tonight Enshrouded? Tomorrow's Enshrouded. Okay. Had a momentary. That's repetitive grammar. A momentary moment of panic. It's like, wait, is tonight Enshrouded? No, that's tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to the Titan Quest 2 update. They haven't said when it's coming out yet, though. They just teased it on their Steam page. Had a lot of fun with Chapter 1. Yeah, caffeine is caffeine, Transcend. That's the only thing that matters. I have Earl Grey stashed, which I use to make sun tea, but it also does in a pinch. There are times that, like, when I want to play Lotro at night with my brother and his kids, it's like, I don't necessarily want a coffee, but I can have a glass of tea, and it's a slight jolt, but not enough to keep me up all night.
Well, hello. You hear about the job by any chance? The officer over there can help you with any bounty issues.
I am here. I saw the sign outside.
You did, huh? Gotta admit, I was against the sign at first. Felt cheesy, you know? Like we're hiring a dishwasher or one of those dancing clowns. But here you are. Can't argue with effectiveness. And if nothing else, New Atlantis security is just that. Effective. When we're fully staffed, that is. But we're not. Long story. And need some help. You interested?
I am.
Well, first things first, I have to ask. Do you have any security experience at all?
Sure. Totally. I was head of security for the Astro Lounge on Neon for like 8 years.
Oh yeah? And I'm the CEO of Galbank. Look, I can appreciate a wise ass, but if I catch you lying for real, we're going to have a problem. Well, I think I've heard all I need. Your first assignment couldn't be easier. Go to Mast and check in with Agent Plato at Aegis. There was a package left at a dead drop, and they need UC security to handle it. He'll fill you in on the details.
All right.
Let me know if you have any questions.
I'm gonna skip that at the moment because that leads to a faction quest, right? Yeah, those all lead to... Yeah, I'm not gonna do that yet. Let's go investigate the brownouts in the well. How many credits do I have now? 37,000. I mean, I could probably get to the point where I can afford a cheap gun, but I'm gonna try to use only the Wakazi sword I have until I really need something. I don't want to spend money. Supper sounds like a plan, Lady Atara. I had bowl of cereal a couple hours ago, I think. Then I had an espresso before I started with milk, and I'm about to have another espresso. Cats just had dinner. It's 5 o'clock. I'll probably eat something. I'll probably have like a I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna cook some chicken nuggets tonight. And have chicken nuggets and salad. Or I might have sardines and salad. Or like a tuna salad, maybe. Something easy. I don't. Oh, I know what I had for lunch today, though. I had a big old bowl of Chris butchered a duck the other day and made duck soup stew. So I had that for lunch, but that was at like noon. I am getting hungry. Why'd you have to mention dinner? Now I'm hungry.
It's been a pretty good year after all.
And I'm hungry. I need food.
Keep this stay short, okay?
I wish I could do the Bobcat Goldthwait voice. That'd be fun.
There are always about a million
I have
things
to
do,
practice.
and I'm only one person. It's so overwhelming. Hey! Oh, you're not Carl. Sorry. I shouldn't assume. Maybe you go by Carl. You're just not the Carl I was waiting for. We're supposed to be investigating a power drain down here. People have been reporting brownouts for a while, and Mass finally decided to follow up on it. I can't be in two places at once, and Carl isn't here. So I'm just trying to look inconspicuous.
Yeah, we bought. So we found out. We're finding out the things that our grandniece doesn't like eating. So we bought chicken nuggets because what kid doesn't like chicken nuggets, right? That kid doesn't like chicken nuggets, which I'm okay with because I like chicken nuggets. So I told Chris, I was like, well, if she's not gonna eat the chicken nuggets, I'm gonna eat the chicken nuggets. So I've got a whole bag of frozen chicken nuggets that I'm gonna be munching on for the rest of the week, and I have no problems with that at all. I like chicken nuggets with some homemade honey mustard sauce, or some barbecue sauce, hell, even just a little bit of ketchup. I'm fine with that. But what I've been doing,
You still with me?
had some 2 nights ago too. I just load up a salad with some Italian dressing and a big handful of chicken nuggets, and I just heat them up in the skillet. No oil or nothing. I just heat them up in the cast iron. I know, a kid that doesn't like chicken nuggets. You know what else she doesn't like? She doesn't like pancakes. She doesn't like pancakes. She doesn't like chicken nuggets. She is a fiend for fruits and vegetables. She did not like... What did we make the other day? She likes eggs whites, but not egg yolks. She likes steak. She likes chicken. But I would say probably 80% of her diet is fruit. She loves fruit and veggies. So like cucumbers, like she's got a weird, like, no pancakes and no chicken nuggets.
Well, since you're here and Carl isn't, and I really want to get this solved, I will take you up on that. What I need isn't very technical. I can talk you through it remotely. I'm gonna head to the monitoring station. The first box we're looking for is over near UC Surplus. You know, Antonio's place. I can contact you once you get there.
Alright, okay.
I used to know someone who mined on Sidonia. At this, they came back with red eyes.
What?
Well,
Yeah.
what can you do?
Yes, please, thank you.
So I've got some news for you. My partner and I, we're expecting...
Always nice to see a fresh face around here.
That's it. Great job. So that tripped the secondary breaker, and that goes to... Oh, wow, really? They wired it like that? Jeez, okay. Okay, got it. Next one is way down past Jake's, and maybe up a story or two? It's a bit of a hike. Sorry.
Do you think we should cut down on
I'm not gonna be stuck in this place for long. All I need is a grace.
and I'll turn it into a break. You'll see.
It's a quaint shop, isn't it? I like it here.
I've got limited resources. Try not to.
Thank you, baby. Ooh, and I even got my special Bard cup from Adamfall. Oh. I'm about to order a bulk of my own merch, by the way. I was waiting until I got some more campaigns up, but I think I got enough campaigns now. I'm going to order a couple $100 worth of my own swag, get it shipped down so I have a bunch of t-shirts and coffee mugs and stuff. I need my grown-ass man playing video games. My wife is a paid actress.
Wow, that watch is super cool.
Thanks for the free engagement. Troll tears fuel my retirement. That troll earlier railed and bailed. I left him a link to the t-shirt. He never answered.
This section isn't used very much these days.
He ran off like a little bitch.
That's the one. Next one's not too far. Dead end, right down from Jake's. Right under that apartment they've been trying to sell. Good luck with that, right?
Alright, we gotta go down now. Down, down, down in Goblin Town.
I hope I'm as cool as Solomon Cohen.
You should be near the next junction box. And if those squatters never cleared out, I would suggest avoiding eye contact. It should be fine.
She put sugar and milk in it.
Another switch flipped, another lead to follow. And the lights in here just flickered too. The wiring is worse than I thought. I'm going to work on fixing that little issue while you find the next junction box. Looks like it's over near the Trade Authority. Okay, just find that and, maybe don't talk to anyone about it just yet.
All hail our benevolent overlords. That's such a... I'm going to take a screenshot of that. How do you do photo mode again? Photo mode. Because I want that as a... toggle menu. I'm going to take that for my own. That'll show up as a loading screen for me now. Oh, there's no new DLC, Barticus. This is just me
Okay.
having fun.
The final box I need you to deal with should be right around there. Unfortunately, I just realized you're in for a real tangle of cabling. Like 200 years of failed attempts to rewire things. I tried to fix it 3 years back and was crying by the second day. Gave up on the third. Anyway, there should be a series of secondary breakers you need to deal with before you can access the junction box. I don't remember the order, but flip levers until all those circuits are powered down.
Flip them until they're powered down. Oh shit, I didn't mean to pick that up. Those count as storage. Stolen! Hang on. I don't want stolen goods. I can't get rid of them. Well, the stream started with me going through the Unity and starting a brand new Starborn, so reborn.
Wow, you got it. Really well work. Why didn't you meet me at the monitoring station, near where we met?
Cool spacesuit. Gotta call someone's power tip going out.
I think I'm going the wrong way.
Did I say thank you? Because thank you. There's no way I could have done that in a reasonable amount of time all by myself.
Happy to help.
Well, not everyone would be, and I appreciate it. Thanks to your help, I was able to trace the power drain. I know where it's coming from. Unfortunately, the source is exactly where I was afraid it was. The Trade Authority. So, that's something that I'll need to deal with. That'll be fun. If you want to tag along, I certainly wouldn't complain, but if not, then this is where we part ways.
No, I am happy to go with you. Let's roll.
So thanks to you, we've got evidence that the Trade Authority is behind the power drain being reported down here. I don't know if you ever dealt with the Trade Authority, but Zoe is intimidating. I have to go in there, but I really don't want to. You think you'd be willing to go with me? Just make sure this doesn't go badly?
I've got your back.
Thanks. That means a lot. I can do the talking, I think. Just be ready for, well, anything.
Be ready for anything. This is where I want every game to do what Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 did, which is give me an option to auto follow NPCs so that I'm not doing this walking ahead or stutter walking to stay behind. That was one of the coolest features I've seen any game put into their game, was the auto follow NPC option. Just click a button and put your controller down and you just follow the NPC until you get there.
My partner and I, we're expecting. Wow. It won't be for a while.
Apex Electronics. I like the font, man. There's a mosquito in my bedroom.
My mother wanted me to be a doctor.
A visit from Mast. How delightful. You'll have to remind me of your name, dear. I'm afraid I can't keep track of all you little worker drones.
I'm Luisa Reyes. Well, you know that, because I've been in here 3 times.
Can't keep track of all you little worker drones.
Of course you are. And what was it you were accusing me of with absolutely no evidence?
The power drain is coming from your building, Zoe. You and I both know it.
Hi there.
And now I can prove it.
I'm sorry, what?
We traced the drain, checked the grid. It led us here. You can't talk your way out of this.
I'm going to ask you to wait here a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay, just be ready for anything. I don't know if she's going to come out of there with a gun or call in mercenaries or what.
Copy that.
I don't want this to turn out violent if we can avoid it, okay?
Copy that.
Okay, you're probably right. Just need to breathe.
Just to be safe. I'm kidding.
Well, Miss Reyes, I apologize for not taking this matter more seriously. I assure you I will eagerly assist in getting to the bottom of this.
No, you're not weaseling out of this. We got to the bottom of it. You are the bottom.
I appreciate your enthusiasm for your work, but I do a little more research before casting aspersions. Someone has indeed been using this location through which to route electrical power. It is not the Trade Authority. I've had my suspicions for a while, and have been keeping detailed notes, which I'm happy to share with you. For now, though, what do we do next?
Wait, what?
Oh, for heaven's sake. I presume you've been assisting Miss Reyes in tracking down this little problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, clearly there's more work to be done. Why don't you continue the work you've been doing with an assurance that the Trade Authority will compensate you for your time? I'll coordinate things here with Miss Reyes. With mass
Welcome aboard,
access to the
Tacoma.
grid, we'll find out who did this soon enough. And why. Presumably, you're the one who's been doing the field work, so I believe you'll find there's another junction box out there in the well that needs your attention.
Okay, well, this is not how I saw this going. For the moment, let's assume this is all legitimate. I can sort out the details with Zoe. So why don't you go investigate the next junction box? The sooner you find the source of all this, the sooner it can be over.
I'm looking through chat here real quick. Mute Gang says, I miss the atmosphere of Starfield, to be honest. Transcend says, it's a great game and a very misunderstood one at that. I think that for me, and I mentioned that this morning during the stream, for me, I enjoy Bethesda games just like I enjoy games from many other studios. But Starfield, and this is my personal thing, right? Starfield for me is my favorite Bethesda game. And I ranked them this morning. I said for me it's like I got Starfield up here, I've got Oblivion after that, and then I've got like Fallout 4. I think would be the order of my favorite Bethesda games in order. And the reason I love this game, even because like for a long time I would have put like Oblivion at the top of that list. Because I just loved Oblivion. It's a way better game than Skyrim. Fight me. Fallout 4, great. I love the Fallout games. But this game, when it came along, it gave me all of the Bethesda RPG stuff that I love. And it's science fiction. So it had spaceships. It has, but it has spaceships. You can, fight space pirates. There's space combat. There's all those different types of ships you can get. There's ship building. There is base building. There's all the interior decorations you can do. There's all of the different cosmetics that you can get for your character above and beyond the weapon systems, like the weapons and the armor that you can get. There's all of the actual cosmetics for the game, and I think one of the coolest aspects is getting into the skill trees and the new game plus mode where with the way the story works, you can go through and play all the quests of the game and everything else, and then get to the end of that and complete the storyline and come back and do it all again with variants. And that second time around, it's a little bit different, but your skills carry through. So the first time you go through the game, you might play as a soldier, and go that route. But then the next time you go through, you might want to go put points into like the physical line and go brawler, or maybe you want to go persuasion and do stuff there. And I love the fact that you can carry that experience with you. So as a Starborn, your character just keeps getting more and more powerful and more skilled as you go along. But the other thing that I really love about this is the complexity of the crafting system when you get into doing like the weapon mods and the suit mods and all that other stuff, because then that gets into, well, if you're going to level up weapon engineering, what do you need to do that? Like, and then once you have these, you're going down and looking at the crafting machines, the crafting stations, and realizing that you have to level up at the, in order to use the crafting stations, you're having to level up specific abilities in like the science and tech trees, right? And so if you really want to take advantage of the crafting system, you also have to be leveling up your tech and science stuff, which means that instead of going all in on combat, you actually have to back away from leveling up your combat and say, well, instead of leveling up combat abilities, I'm going to have to level up these things as well. There is a complexity here that goes beyond just your traditional Bethesda RPG. And I think for me, that's what has made this my favorite Bethesda game, because we do have, at the core of this is it's a Bethesda RPG. Like if you're used to the way they do their conversation systems,
Zoe really is
this
telling the
this
truth.
is comfortable, it's familiar, it's something that is comfort food for those of us who love Bethesda games. But then beyond that, you can go, okay, I've got ships, I've got weapons, I've got all this stuff I can do, and then we get into the powers, which are kind of, the powers is the one thing I will say that it's not like my favorite part of the game, because it does feel like, oh, Skyrim dragon shouts, you know what I mean? But it's just it's another level of the game. That's fine. But I do love, like right now I only have the one. Do I have two ships? Oh, I guess you do automatically get the Frontier when you um, when you start the game, even in New Game Plus mode. But the shipbuilding system in this game is also super fun to play around with, and I love being able to get a big ship and put all your crew onto the ship, and also have your crafting station on the ships, your crafting stations on the ship, I should say. So then you can have these really big ships, these really big freighters, where you've got your whole crew on there. So you've got like 6 NPCs, and they all have stats that contribute to the ship, and all your crafting stuff is there, so you don't have to like go to a home base. You can have your mobile base that goes with you, because like coming out of New Game Plus, you're obviously getting stuck with the Starborn Guardian, which doesn't have a lot of space on it, right? Um, but being able to collect ships and stuff, we're at the beginning of a New Game Plus mode right now. So, all of the stuff I know and love about Bethesda games is here. All the RPG aspects are here. Is it a perfect game? No, it's not a perfect game. It's just, for me, it's a good game. No, there was no announcements, Joe. It's just I installed this the other day to do that video on Starfield shipbuilding versus the Corvette building in No Man's Sky, and then Hector's been playing it nonstop for the past couple weeks. Babylonia's been streaming it, and it was sitting here on my Xbox. And last night I was sitting here looking at it, going, I just, I've got some spare time right now. I just wrapped up some stuff. I was like, I wouldn't mind diving in and just playing some Starfield for a little bit. But this is not a full playthrough. It's nothing official. I'm just hopping in and having some fun and making some content and streaming a little bit. We did a little bit this morning. I'm doing a little bit tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to be back doing more Borderlands 4 in the morning. So this is just a brief little pit stop along the way. And I'm looking forward to, the base of what they built here. And this is the other part of one of the reasons I love this game, and it's my favorite game, is this right here. We can go to the star map. And can I go out? Yeah, system. This part of the game right here, right? So 1,000 planets, right? And I know the criticisms that the Bethesda haters have said. Oh, it's just empty planets, blah, 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 procedural generated, blah, 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 blah. They'll praise No Man's Sky with one breath, but then they'll shit all over this game with the next, and it's like they're the same games just doing it in slightly different ways. That the reason I think this is so cool is the fact that it gives them a ton of room to grow because there's already the procedural POIs that you can find when you go out exploring. And if you're doing like the Radiant Quest system, going out and doing space battles against space pirates and taking out ships and finding the space captains and tracking down bandits on other planets and everything else, the game as it exists now already has a bunch of quests that send you all over the galaxy to dozens of planets. And we have already seen, like with the DLC, coming back now, we're visiting a different system. We have seen the creation store, adding all of these players coming in and adding all of their own content to the game, and then continued DLCs down the road that will continue to take advantage of these hundreds of different planets that we can go visit. The potential is what has, for me, makes me go, not only do I love the game as it exists, but the reason it's one of my favorite games from Bethesda is because of the fact that it has all of the things I love from Bethesda, plus it's sci-fi. I've got ship combat, I've got ship building, I've got base building, and I've got and I'm going to use air quotes here, an infinite sandbox to explore. Because however many years I've still got left in me, we can see this game continue to evolve. Because I'll see a lot of people will make a lot of comparisons between this game and No Man's Sky, and they'll say things like, yeah, but No Man's Sky, this, and this. And I always come back to, yeah, but No Man's Sky has been out for 9 years. Starfield's been out for 2. So if you can look at how all those different updates that No Man's Sky did, adding new content, new quests, new features. Bethesda has been doing that with Starfield since the game came out. We got the rover, we got interior decorations for ships, we got the survival system. We've continued to get new stuff through the creation store. We got the tracking quest, we got the bounty hunter quests. All of this stuff that has continued to be added to the game on top of what already exists. Plus, we've got a future DLC coming out. It's, I will happily take that accusation from people of, but you're just an idiot for loving Starfield. I don't care. Like, I really don't care. Like, it's a fun game. I like the game. Right, there's new features and content continually coming. Yeah, but that's no different than No Man's Sky Transcend. Like, No Man's Sky, because they do procedural, if you go look at those, yeah, they have procedural generated POIs. They're not empty. Same thing here. They're not empty. They're literally littered with POIs, but they can look a bit samey at times because it's procedural and there's some copy-paste elements to it. And, that aspect of it is the same across both because they're both using procedural. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if No Man's Sky content is free and Starfield's won't be. That doesn't matter. How a company monetizes their game has no impact whatsoever on the enjoyment of the game. I am happy to pay for content because I am happy to pay the developers for their time. I don't need the content to be free to find enjoyment of it. That's a false expectation that a lot of people have. Well, it's not good if it's not free. Well, make more money. That's really what I would say to that. Like, to me, it doesn't have to be free to be good. I am more than happy to pay for my coffee. Like, I have no problem paying for. I don't want free coffee. I'm happy to pay for my coffee. I'm happy to pay for my wine. I'm happy to pay for the things that I consume in life. So this addiction to free shit that some people have, you can't compare a small company like Hello Games with 50 employees to a massive corporation that is Bethesda with hundreds of employees. It's not the same thing. It's completely different corporate structure, completely different AAA versus indie. Not the same thing. those types of arguments are invalid because they don't take into consideration the different types of companies they are. And it also doesn't matter because those of us who enjoy the content are happy to pay for that content. I don't give a shit if it's free or not. It's good content regardless. Correct. There was also updates such as the Trackers Alliance was a free update. The Buggy, the Rev 8, those were free updates. So you also can't say that Starfield hasn't provided free updates. You can't say that Bethesda hasn't given free updates to people with Starfield as well. So, again, this just comes back to, for me personally, Starfield is my favorite Bethesda game of all time. And I will continue to love this game no matter how many people want to shit all over it, no matter how people come at me and accuse me of being a paid shill or that I love slop and all this other stuff. I just say, you know what? Don't care. My life, my fun, my money, piss off and go back to your Reddit cave. Light your little Todd Howard candles and cry about how, I can't believe Bethesda. And, like, it's kind of like I will always love Larian Studios. I will always love CD Projekt Red. I will always love BioWare. I will always love X, Y, and Z. I'm always going to love Star Wars. I'm always going to love Star Trek. I'm always going to love Middle Earth. You cannot take those things away from me just because you're a bitter, grumpy person. Oh, I'm happy to defend it, United, because it's a counter to all the shit that gets put out on the internet and YouTube about how, what a horrible game Starfield is. And I'm over here going, no. Sorry. It's their most commercially successful game of all time, and it continues to draw in users. It's going to blow the... If and when it comes to the PlayStation Store, it's going to do some crazy stuff. It'll probably blow up the PlayStation Store when it happens. But again, it's not a perfect game. By no means is it perfect. I will joke, and if you've ever watched my streams or if you've caught any of my like TikTok shorts or Instagram shorts, I make fun of Bethesda jank all the time. Like anytime we're playing another game and an NPC like walks by and like turns its head and looks at me and it's in frame while I'm talking to another NPC, I immediately stop and chuckle and I'm like, wait, am I playing a Bethesda game? Because those kind of things, it's the jank we know and love from Bethesda titles. NPCs falling out of the sky and like spawning. Like those are things we know and love. It's just an experience, and if you love Bethesda games, then you're going to love those types of things. So I consider it part of the experience and part of the charm. And this is the perfect segue into why you should be following along for the live streams, because I'm live every single day on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. Everything in between the streams happens on YouTube, so make sure to follow along there as well. There's a Discord, there's a Patreon, there's all the socials. Play lots of games. This is the day job. There's no such thing as a 10 out of 10 game. There's no such thing. It doesn't exist. Because here's the thing. Your 10 out of 10 is not my 10 out of 10. And my 1 out of 10 is not your 1 out of 10. That's why I don't rate games. I review games, but I don't rate games. There are some games that I would consider, Red Dead Redemption 2, Cyberpunk 2077, The Witcher 3, Baldur's Gate 3. Those are games that I would put up there as like some of the greatest cinematic narrative games of all time, which is different than like an RPG. Yeah, those would be up there. I always go back to like Red Dead Redemption 2 as like one of those games that is, I would argue, as close to perfect as you can get, while also understanding that there is subjective opinions about whether or not it's a great game or not. Because there are elements of that game that I hate the swamp shit. Like, I hate when you get to Denis, and I hate that part of the game. Or Tahiti. Like, the island is like the worst part of the game, probably, actually, to be honest with you. But the rest of the game is awesome. And oh no, I think that as an example, United, like, I will absolutely 100% agree that Bethesda needs to move away from the overuse of like zones and doors, the infamous loading screens that people complain about. But if you're on the modern system, or like I am playing on the Xbox Series X, the loading times are non-existent. It's like an instant and you're there. Like, it takes 2 seconds to load. Not only that, but like the screenshots you take are part of the loading screen. So I get to look at the cool screenshots I take throughout the game. But I'll be the first to admit that I would love Bethesda to move away from the zone-based building that they've done and move to an open world system similar to like what they have with Red Dead Redemption 2 or Cyberpunk 2077. But it doesn't take away from my enjoyment that they have continued to use the system that they have, because it works for them. It's a system that works, and it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the thing. Like, we were talking about this morning about the POV discussion and the FPS discussion. Like, none of that matters if you just love the game and have fun with the game. So, you know, I would love to see an open world system. I think that would be really cool. But at the same time, the loading screens don't really bother me because it's an nearly instantaneous load. It's not that big of a deal. And for the most part, like, I can have long game sessions where there are no loading screens at all. And then there's other times when there's several of them back to back, but it doesn't really matter if you're on a modern system. Now, if you're running on a potato and it's taking 45 seconds to 90 seconds to load every single time you open a door, that could be a frustrating experience, and I will happily admit that. But at the same time, if you're playing on a potato machine that is taking 90 seconds to load a zone, that's kind of a you problem, not a game problem. Oh, they should optimize the game. No, you need to optimize your shit. Like, maybe upgrade your gear a little bit. Like, it's one of those things. So, you know, but I think open world 2, it leads to its own issues with optimization, and it's easier to optimize things the way they've done it with zone-based stuff. But it's one of those things. It doesn't really matter to me long term. It's just a wish list.
Once you throw the switch, we can direct you to the next junction box.
Especially if you allow me to take my own screenshots. I'm never going to complain about loading screens because I take good screenshots.
That's it, thanks. Let's just take a look here. Okay, you're going to want to head for box 45A. It should be near Apex Electronics. You can't possibly be serious. Are you looking at the same diagram I am? 47B is obviously the next one. It's on the same level. Zoe, I know how to read. Ignore her. Head for box 45A, okay? I appreciate that you've listened to reason. The junction box should be just nearby. We'll have this solved in short order. Adequately done. Miss Reyes and I have both noted that the next node in this trace is not on any of the current diagrams. She means it's not in the well. It's somewhere on the surface, which technically means it's not my responsibility. However, we agreed that we all like to see this through. If you head topside, I'll pull up the diagrams we need.
Oh, I could feel that espresso kicking in finally. That second one was the one that did the trick. The first one wasn't enough, but the one Chris brought me, I'm feeling good now. Cyber Viking says, glad to see you playing this underrated game. I loved it. I'm a diehard Bethesda fan. Wouldn't say it's one of my favorites. I like Skyrim and Fallout.
Whatever you find at the end of this path, you bring it to
Borderlands
me first.
4 is a
I'll
good
be certain
game.
that Mast gets what it needs, but I trade in valuable information. I suspect you're going to find some. I guarantee you the Trade Authority will pay well. Consider that as you head towards the residential district. We can't pinpoint the source yet, but it's somewhere over there.
The Chunks spokeswoman said, holiday chunks require special ingredients we can only get during that magical time of year.
I do not know when my TikTok chat is not coming through my Streamlabs. What's up with that? But anyway, Cyberbanking, thanks for the, I don't know how that stuff works over on TikTok. The roses and diamonds and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm new to the TikTok streaming. Also kick streaming, because those are just things I added last week. Anyway. It's not Deeks. I think the only people who really consider it to be underrated are the people who burn candles in Todd Howard's name type people, or the people who make videos with titles that say things like, this is insane, every single time they talk about Bethesda, or people who follow those types of YouTubers. Everybody else knows that it's a great game, and it's their most commercially successful title. Misunderstood misunderstood, I would say, because there are a lot of people who have listened to those big content creators, and they think that Starfield is a bad game because they've been told that it is. But that's insane, right?
I'll check in once you flip the switch.
That's insane. No one would ever do that.
Starware updates mandatory now.
Nah, not a chance.
It might just be my company. The newer versions are always so buggy, though. Give me your honest opinion. Do you think I can make it in the CEC?
You can make it, sure. Surviving it is another story.
Well, I did ask for honesty. No, really, that's how you pronounce it. I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Really?
Seriously. Now I want to look up every word in the dictionary to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Well, that's unexpected. Powering down that junction doesn't show any other connections. Clearly, the source must be inside that residential tower. Yeah, that would make sense. You know, I think I remember seeing a report about power problems on one of the upper floors. I bet it's related. See if you can get up there.
Up and away. Oh, yeah. Rated. Yeah, it's the funniest thing, because his repertoire is extremely limited these days. That's the only thing he does. Almost every single video he produces literally will say, that's insane, I can't believe it, blah. Yeah, Josh Strife Hayes talked about it in that video we reacted to about a week ago or so. People, those types of content creators are basically glorified man-children who are literally just creating content that stirs up controversy because it makes a shitload of money. So, if you notice, anytime that I do a controversial video on YouTube, those videos will get 15, 20,000 views, right? I don't do them very often because I prefer to just play games and talk about normal stuff. And as a result, my traffic is very moderate. I make a comfortable living, but I'm not you know, making tens of thousands of dollars every single month. But I just don't feel the need to be a man-child on the internet. It is really easy to make rage bait clickbait. It is really easy to do it. Because all I would really have to do is look at the guy who burns candles in Todd Howard's name and the guy who makes the "This is insane" thumbnail. I could literally just copy their topics every single day. And also, like, what's the guy who Nerdrotic, I think is his name, is another guy who just, some of these guys, that's all they do is they just make rage bait content. It's so easy to do. If I really wanted to make money, I could start making content about how, you know, Disney sucks, Star Wars sucks. We could talk about Jimmy Kimmel and censorship and political stuff, and I could be raking in $50,000 a month. You know, it's not hard to make money through YouTube and streaming if you just stick to those topics. Trying to only do games is very difficult because you're not being controversial. And you're just being here for good times and vibes. And it's a very small audience who want to be here for the good times and vibes. Most people want to be outraged about something. They want to feel like, you know, that outrage that they have inside is being justified, that there's other people that hate things as much as I do. I don't have any digipicks.